All right then. So now all we have to do is to go ahead and start working on the API uses, right? So for that, first we have to create the API. So app under the API, I'm going to create a new folder called users, right? And we are going to update a very specific users data, right? So for that, I'm going to create myself one more dynamic folder called ID. And inside this only, I'm going to create a new file called route.ts. Okay, now inside this users data only, we are going to create the two more subfolders. Okay, so inside this, delete this for the time being. We have to keep that route, because if you wish to delete that user, you need to add that particular part. So let's write the delete part for delete API. So for that, first I need to get the export const delete equals to asynchronous method, okay, which is going to get the request as the type of request itself. Then I need to get the params. We need to access the params just like the way what I did over here. Get the open the params object, which is going to be the params as an object itself. Inside that params, it's going to have one more object called ID, which is the string, just like that. Okay, then inside here, use the try and catch. If there is any error is happening, we just have to do the log, and we have to return the next response. Then inside the try block, what we are going to do is, I'm just going to get the const user ID from the auth. I'm going to extract the user ID. So let's bring the user ID over here. Then right after here, if I don't have the user ID, all I have to say return the next response as unauthorized. So then I need to make sure whether that user is the admin or super admin. So const admin user is equals to await db.user db.user dot find unique, and we need to find the user by using var keyword, where the clerk ID needs to be the user ID. Then I need to select the role, which needs to be true. So const role is equals to parse role of admin user dot role. If it doesn't have that role, keep the role as the user. If role is not equals to super admin, then we need to make sure that we need to get the role dot super admin. If the role is not super admin, then we need to say forbidden, you can't do anything else. Otherwise, what we need to do, we need to make sure, we need to only if the super admin, we need to delete the user. So let me say await db.user.delete, open it, where the ID, which is going to be the ID. We need to fetch the ID from the parameters. So I'm just going to supply the ID. Before that, I need to say const ID is equals to, I need to convert it that params into a number. Then I need to make sure if not ID, if I don't have an ID, or if it is not a valuable number, then I need to return new next response as the invalid ID. That's what we need to return. This is all about the delete API. So we successfully created ourselves the delete API, and now all we have to do is to go ahead and create the API for updating the publish actions and the block actions.